Down there. Good. Down there. I'll be a piston.
All right, good morning, YouTube. We are back for another day of Operation Mass. It is day 30, so we are officially 1 month in. I am finishing off my morning drink, which consists of 4 ounces of the Inner Filet aloe vera juice, 20 grams of glutamine, half teaspoon of IP6, and a scoop of electrolytes, 16 ounces of black coffee. This is a mint chocolate chip medium roast from Bones Coffee. Absolutely delightful. We're gonna be doing a full day of eating today. I'm also gonna be doing one later this week on what it's like on a training day. Definitely a little bit more exciting on those days. The training days, I'm eating about 4,150 calories right now. Rest days are about 3,150, so about a 1,000 calorie difference. Reason behind not training, not expending as much calories, but the main thing is keep insulin sensitivity in check. So we're gonna cycle those carbs and just make the body more responsive, keep us in a better spot, and just overall not try to get us fat. So the macros total on today, what we're gonna be doing, we have 3,150 calories. Like I said, we're shooting about 320 grams of protein, 245 grams of carbs, excuse me, and 85 grams of fat. On a meal plan, I eat the same thing every single day. This is not a if it fits your macros type of deal. And so since it's a non-training day, I will be doing fasted cardio in the off season. Right now I'm doing fasted cardio 3 times a week, 25 minutes, keeping my heart rate in between about 115 and 120. I do that on the incline treadmill. And then I have a 30-minute walk every single day on top of that. So I've already done the dishwasher, I've done some laundry, I've done my daily check-ins, got my coffee, did a little cleaning, yada, yada, yada. So now I'm gonna go do my mobility work. I got abs since it's a rest day, and then I'll go do my 25 minutes of cardio. I will come back and we will have meal 1, which will be eggs, egg whites, some veggies, some cream of rice, and blueberries. I'll be working throughout the day here. Got a good amount of work to do, and just kind of taking you along with me for the meals. Not too much else in the rest day. I do have body work at 1 o'clock. And then my next rest day this week, Friday, I have dry needling. So really just focusing on recovery, trying to make sure that the fascia is malleable. It gives the muscle space to grow, because if your muscle runs out of room, I mean, we're just trying to pump as much blood, nutrients, all that good juju into the muscle, and break it down with body work, dry needling, open up, pump it with blood, allow better blood flow, more nutrient partition, allow that muscle to balloon up and grow, so we can get pro bodybuilder level size. I woke up this morning fasted at 231.4. Body composition still in a great spot. Blood glucose was 82 this weekend, this Sunday. So still in a good spot, still insulin responsive, insulin sensitive, however you want to put it. And then obviously coming off of my rest days, I'm even more heightened. I think the last time I did it after a rest day, it was at like 72 or 73, 74 maybe. And it's not the end all be all. Those machines aren't completely accurate, but it will show you trends. So it is good to track that, track your blood pressure. But anyway, I'm procrastinating. I'm gonna go knock out this mobility work, these abs, and this cardio, and I'll see you back for some grub. All right, so we just got back from our cardio, did mobility here. I have a yoga mat, I have an ab roller, so I supersetted ab roller with 50-second planks. Did my mobility work. We went and knocked out 25 minutes on the incline treadmill, did some vacuums, and then it was such a beautiful morning. I did some kind of reflection with God, just kind of talked with him, thanking him for, my job, relationships, walked through a little bit of kind of gratitude, and took a 15-minute walk through the garden. So I only have 15 minutes of walking left, so I'll do that after one of my meals at some point today. It's kind of like a digestion walk, and I have a walking pad over here so I can have something on the TV, some type of podcast or something, and knock out my last walk at some point throughout the day. preferably before my 1 o'clock body work appointment, because after that I'll probably be pretty cooked. She's going to work a lot on my traps, my rhomboids, lats, erectors, glutes, kind of that connective tissue in the hips and the lower back, infraspinatus a little bit, rear delts. So a lot of that's tied up, and then I'll kind of come back here, be in this parasympathetic state, just hydrate, rest, and work. Got a good amount of work. I'm about to hop in the shower right now, a little bit sweaty, and then we'll make breakfast. I'm not too worried about getting my meals in earlier on non-training days, because hunger's higher and I can squeeze my meals a little bit closer together. Works well for me, kind of pushing that first meal back a little bit if I can. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We'll hop in the shower, and then we will get going on meal 1. Water-wise, this is blender bottle number 2. I am doing a half gallon a day. When I'm training, it's my intra workout. So I do a half gallon that has 2 scoops of EAAs, 1 scoop of hydration, 10 grams of glutamine, 15 grams of creatine. And then I do about 7 or 8 blender bottles, and that comes out to pretty much exactly 2 gallons of water a day. I was tracking 7.5 liters for a while. During prep, it was 7 liters, and then I went up to 2 gallons, was tracking 2 gallons for a while, and I started doing it like this just to kind of see, pouring it into blender bottles, and the half gallon with the 2 gallons, and doing one of those half gallons, and in between 7 and 8 blender bottles is exactly 2 gallons of water. So 2 gallons of water a day. Like I said, blender bottle number 2, been sipping on those EAAs. I've had 16 ounces of black coffee. I'm gonna shower. We'll make breakfast and get cranking on work a little bit more. Alrighty, so we are showered up, nice and clean, and we are now making meal 1. So I have 1 mini bell pepper chopped up in here. I got 350 grams of egg whites in this glass, weighed out, ready to go. We're doing 2 whole eggs. This is the organic happy eggs. I try to buy the organic eggs when I can. I follow this hippie health nut guy who rates all the eggs based on where the chickens are able to roam around and what they eat, and some are better than others for sure. So the pasteurized organic, or pasture raised organic from Trader Joe's is one that's pretty good. Actually, the Kirkland organic free range aren't bad. Happy Egg's not great in comparison, but it's a lot better than a lot of the other ones, and it tastes good. So I kind of switch off based on price and availability and where I'm at. But have another 12 ounces of coffee, sipping our EAAs, hydration. So now we're going to toss in our egg whites here. It's right on top of the bell pepper. Then I'm going to season this omelet a little bit. We'll throw in our spinach. We'll kind of let the egg whites simmer around. We'll flip it on both sides. And then we'll cook our 2 whole eggs like over easy, and put them on top. I have some sugar-free ketchup that I weigh out, a little bit of Cholula. We'll go 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt. What I seasoned the egg whites with varies slightly based on what mood I'm in. It's generally either the no salt seasoning. Black pepper is pretty much always in play. A lot of times it's basil. This morning I actually feel like doing some Italian seasoning. Haven't done that in a little bit, so we're gonna go some Italian seasoning and black pepper. We'll throw our spinach on. Just a handful of spinach. I'll weigh it out. It's off seasons, minute difference of maybe a half a calorie, and just kind of keep it consistent with how much I use every day. And then for our carbs, we have cream of rice. So this is Elevate maple and brown sugar cream of rice. Training days, it's a lot more exciting. Training days I get 165 grams. Non-training days I get 65 grams. So we'll do this. I will do 4 times the amount of water as I do cream of rice. The first time in the microwave I will do 1.5 minutes, and then I'll do 30-second increments. After that, mixing in between with a whisk, mini whisk. It is your best friend if you make cream of rice. Fork's not a bad second option. There we go, 65 grams of cream of rice. I have 80 grams of blueberries with that as well. I will take my digestive enzymes and then my health supplements, my morning health supplements. So that is meal one. I will show you the finished product here in about 5 minutes. All right, here we go. So 2 whole eggs, 350 grams of egg whites, handful of spinach, 1 mini bell pepper, quarter teaspoon pink salt, and then this is our 65 grams of cream of rice, 80 grams of blueberries, digestive enzymes, health supplements. We got our coffee, EAs and hydration, more water, and I'm hungry as heck. So meal one going down. It is about 575 calories. We're looking at 52 grams of protein, 62 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of fat. So meal one going down. I'm gonna work for a while and then we'll be back in about 2 hours for meal two, which is chicken and rice, baby. But it's spiced up a little bit. We got some green beans, a little avocado, orange, but see you back for meal two. All right, folks, we are back for meal number two, chicken and rice, the bodybuilder's staple, I guess we'll call it. So cut up 224 grams of chicken, sprayed a tiny splash of avocado spray, and searing these bad boys up, almost done. We also get 1 medium/small navel orange, so I just peeled that. Got that right here. In the off season, when we're able to use some more fruits, just to get a little more micronutrients, more vitamins in there, when carbs are a little bit higher, we do so. Same with fats, which you'll see here shortly. So we are gonna do 200 grams of white jasmine rice that I cooked up last night in the rice cooker. Again, stable carb, digests well, performs well. That's why it's a staple. You can eat a lot of it with little digestion issues. So 200 grams of rice there. We have 50 grams of green beans. Okay, well that's absolutely perfect. 50 on the dot. We'll microwave this up. And what we're gonna do here is we'll do a quarter teaspoon of pink salt, as we do on all our meals. We'll do a little bit of basil, a little bit of black pepper, and then we get 70 grams of avocado. So I'll probably need to open a new one as well. We're still sipping on our EAAs and hydration, just keeping the amino acids in the blood flow, pretty much 24/7. We want to just be in a constant state where there's the 7 essential amino acids for building muscle in the blood flow in the muscle at all times. So in between meals, in the morning, I drink a lot of EAAs, a lot of hydration mixed, because you want to make sure that that muscle is hydrated, full, and can perform at its best ability. So we'll do 70 grams of avocado there, and then we will top this all off with the Flavor Gain Orange Dragon sauce. So I'll get you macros and show you the finished product here momentarily. Alright. Just took my digestive enzyme, about to dive in here. This is what we got. We got our orange, our chicken, rice, avocado, green beans. Let me get the macros here, and then I got that orange dragon sauce on top. Well, chef's kiss. I do weigh out the sauces, so looking at about 650 calories, 55 grams of protein, 69 grams of carbs, and about 12 grams of fat. About 11 grams of fat from the avocado, but you can say, you know, another 2 from the chicken, so really probably about 13 grams of fat, 69 carbs, 55 protein, about 650 calories. Eat this. I'm going to continue working. Got more stuff to knock out there. I'll see you back for meal 3, and then right after meal 3, I'll head out to my body work appointment. Once I get back, we'll work a little bit more, have meal 4, and then work more, have meal 5, and between meal 5 and 6, kind of get set for tomorrow. Already have my meal prep for the office tomorrow. I got some meetings in Phoenix, and I'm gonna wrap some Valentine's Day gifts tonight, hopefully throw in a movie or a show for a little bit, but I'm gonna slam this because this avocado looks amazing with the orange dragon. The orange dragon white rice avocado chicken combo. I'm gonna hammer this. All right, we are now back for meal 3. Same idea here. We got 224 grams of chicken searing in the pan. We're getting our white rice ready. This meal is 230 grams of white rice, so an extra 30 grams more than meal 2. Get a little bit more than that. So very similar. So chicken and rice again. A little more rice on this one. I don't get an orange. I don't get a green bean, or I don't get green beans. And then instead of avocado for our fats, we do macadamia nut oil. So we're doing 15 grams of macadamia nut oil. Come on, dude. Give me 230. There we go. All right. And the best way, in my opinion, to measure out the fats with the oils, instead of pouring it on your food, because if you go over, then you got to sit there. I've tried to dab it with napkins before, or pour it off, whatever. It's a pain. But if you pour it into a little cup, then you can just pour it right back into your bottle if need be. Again, we'll do 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt, a little bit of basil, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of cinnamon. There's my 15 grams of macadamia nut oil, however you want to put it. Then we got the sweet poppy sauce. We'll do 15 grams of that. It's like sweet mustard for flavor gain. So I will show you the meal and the macros momentarily. All right, so obviously nothing too fancy. 224 grams of chicken, 230 grams of rice, 15 grams of macadamia nut oil, our salts, our sweet poppy sauce, our basil. So this is what's tough. We're looking at about 16 grams of fat, 64 grams of carbs, and about 55 grams of protein. So that's 220, 480, it's about a 620 calorie meal right here. I have a little bit of Coke Zero Cherry that I'm just having some in between meals while working. This is blender bottle number 4, digestive enzyme. And then I did knock out my last 15 minutes of walking in between meal 2 and 3. So I will have this, and then I'm heading out in about 15 to 20 minutes to go get my body work done, my deep tissue, gaucha, all that good stuff. Back is sore, allows me broken up. So I'm gonna eat this, hit the road, and I'll see you back for meal 4. All right, so we are back from my body work appointment. I am waxed. I feel like I just got hit by a train, but in the best way possible. So I just finished up my fifth blender bottle of water. Gonna hammer these EAs and hydration, just try to get as much fluids, hydration back in the body, help recover. Ton of deep tissue work in the erectors, lats, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, traps, psoas, calves, quads. I mean, I was absolutely wrecked. So it's a good thing I'm getting dry needling done at the end of this week as well. And we are now going to have meal 4. So meal 4 is just protein, fat, no carbs. On training days, all my meals have carbs, and on non-training days, I have 2 meals that's just protein, fat. So no carbs. We're doing 20 grams of almond butter, and then we're gonna do a Ninja Creamy, which is 2 scoops of whey isolate, and then I do an 1/8 teaspoon of xanthan gum and about 230 to 240 grams of water. I need to ask Coach about switching to almond milk because I think it's tearing up the blade. I was hearing something about how Ninja Creamy blades can break if you use water, the ice, and it's way louder when I do it with water than it is with almond milk because it's better for the blade. So I need to have a conversation about putting 30 calories worth of almond milk back in my diet just for the creamies on the rest days. But that's it, and then I'll give you those macros real quick too. So I just run this through the light ice cream spin twice, And I take my 20 grams almond butter, just get it in there. This is the gingerbread cookie flavor from Hostile. So we're looking at 54 grams of protein, 4 grams of carbs, and 13 grams of fat for a grand total of about 350 calories. Okay, so meal 4, protein, fat, little Ninja creamy treat. I'm gonna catch up on some emails, probably sit on the couch, throw on a movie or something, chill for a bit. And I'll see you back for meal 5, which will be chicken, sweet potato, and some olive oil. Last carb meal of the day. Alright, so the ultimate recovery day is happening. We got the body work done, which is needed, beat up, and then took a nap for about 40 minutes. So my sleep, I think I got 7 hours and 20 minutes last night. Now it's like 8.5 hours tracked, so about a good hour. And then you might be catching a common theme here. Here's my same pan. 224 grams of chicken breast going in. Again, we'll sear this up on both sides. Chicken is my main source of protein. I can do 99.1 ground turkey if I want. Sometimes I do mix that in there. Sometimes I do mix in chicken breast tenders. During prep, I will implement a little bit more white fish. Generally, I like doing like 1 steak meal, 1 whey protein meal, 1 egg meal, and then the rest chicken, 99.1 ground turkey. But sits well for me, digests. You can do different things with it, different sauces, whatever. I don't, you know, I think I utilize it well. I don't get too bored of it. A couple different ways to cook it, so that's that. And then this is 2 servings worth of sweet potato cooked up. So 224 grams cooked up, or weighed out, raw, skinned. And so now we'll get our cooked version. Divide by 2, which I just messed up on accident. My 2 different scales, the 2 different sides are for like where the tear is. Alright, 255. This is what we got. So we'll zero this out again. 127. Anyway, we'll get this done. There we go. So we'll get this heated up, and then we will get our 14 grams of olive oil added on top. So same thing. I'll take this glass here and I'll pour the extra virgin organic Italian olive oil that I get from Trader Joe's in there. Put the chickens. Finish this off and show you the final product of macros. Alright, here we go. Meal 5. 224 grams of chicken, 224 grams of sweet potato, 14 grams of Italian organic extra virgin olive oil. I got some cinnamon, my 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt, some basil, and then 20 grams of Flavor Gang takeout sauce. Took my digestive enzyme, and then I'm gonna watch the Assassin's Creed movie, do some work, and have a A&W Zero. Macros on this meal, about 535 calories. We got 51 grams of protein, 38 carbs, about 14 grams of fat. So last meal with carbs here. My last meal of the night is just protein, fat, and veggies. So it's flank steak, 8 ounces, 80 grams of asparagus. I'll tell you the macros on that right now. It's about 370 calories. You got about 48 grams of protein from the steak, about 2 grams from asparagus. So in total, technically 50 grams of protein, 1 carb from the asparagus, and 18 grams of fat from the steak, about 370 calories. So totals again about 3,150 calories. You got about 315 grams of protein. We got about 240 grams of carbs, and then about 87 grams of fat. So that's a day on the non-training day macros. I'll show you the steak meal later, and then later this week I'll do a training day full day of eating, which is about 1,000 more calories. So a lot more carbs, a little less fat. Might catch you then. All right, so if you couldn't tell by my Disney robe, it's pretty much a wrap on the night. Heating up 8 ounces of flank steak right here, 80 grams of asparagus ready to go. We're gonna do a serving of G Hughes sugar-free Polynesian, topping it off with some garlic powder, some black pepper, and some basil. I already gave you the macros on this, already gave you the macros on the day. I am having a 7-Up Zero. And that's pretty much it. I took my slumber sleep supplement already. I'll be taking digestive enzyme per usual, finishing off my last blender bottle of water. And then I'm gonna watch a little bit of House of Dragons with this last meal, and then read a little bit of book before I fall asleep. And then I did just get in the mail new flavor of Hostile. It is the white chocolate raspberry. Use code Braden10 at checkout for 10% off. So I haven't tried this yet. I will be trying it post-workout tomorrow with my Carbolin powder. And then I'll definitely be making it into a creamy with some almond butter on an upcoming rest day. And then I got creatine as well. So that's that. God bless you. Thanks so much for watching.